which will go live in a second or two. Good evening, welcome to tonight's Hearthstone Half Hour. I'm Hammy, this is FailCraft Casts. Hope you're very well this Wednesday evening, 2nd of July, beautifully sunny here in the UK. Had a wonderful day. Me and my other half have just been approved possibly to go and adopt a dog, yay. More news on that later. But we're here for Hearthstone, and we are going to be jumping straight in. You guys voted on Twitter because it's a ladder Wednesday. We normally just ladder, play the decks that we're playing, but because it's a new season, because we're early in the season, there is nothing to lose, and because there is nothing to lose, we decided to let you choose what ladder deck we're going to be playing. So we're going to be going for a bit of Pirate Rogue. I've never played Pirate Rogue before, so we're going to combine a new player Monday and understanding the deck with a bit of ladder Wednesday and building a deck and seeing how it goes. So the Pirate Rogue. I have taken a Pirate Rogue as we jump into my collection. Let's jump in, let's choose Rogue, and in honour of Ice and a bunch of people, it's just going to be called Yarr Pirates. I call it Pirates in aid of Keira Knightley. Keira Knightley in Pirates of the Caribbean, whose only line seems to be Pirates. You can see that my Hollywood agent has not rung me back on my impersonation of Keira Knightley, but what are you going to do? These things happen. Okay, so Pirate Rogue. What is the goal of Pirate Rogue? Well, we are going to go and have a look at Tempo Rogue in our next new player Monday or similar, but today we're going to take a look at just the Pirate Rogueness of everything. So Pirate Rogue, what does Pirates do? Well, we've had a look at Pirate Warrior recently. If you've tuned into our deck guides on Hearthstone Half Hour, you will have seen us have a look at Pirate Warrior, and we would have got the basics of what pirates do. But for those of you who did not see that episode, and I will link it in the description similar, let's just have a quick overview of pirates. We'll then have a quick think of Rogue, and then we'll throw together a deck from a deck list as we always do, jump into a game and see how this deck kind of works out. So what is the basic concept of the pirate? Well, we can look at pirates. What do pirates do? We have all sorts of effects first up that do things based on weapons. So that's pirates. In a nutshell, pirates work well with classes with weapons, but when we go a bit closer, we can try and pick out a few other themes and how we might build a deck. We can then go and have a look at Rogue and see how that works too. So, first up we've got the Bloodsail Corsair up there in the top left hand corner. Remove a durability from your opponent's weapon. Well, that's a debuff straight in. Debuffing opponents with weapons. 2-1, Salty Deckhand, a charge while you have a weapon equipped. If I've got a weapon, I can do 2 damage and ping. The Bloodsail Raider, an excellent strong card. Attack equal to the attack of your weapon. Hey, if I've got a big weapon, my Bloodsail Raider suddenly becomes as dangerous as my weapon. If I'm a warrior, I've got a 5 attack Arcanite Reaper. I drop a Bloodsail Raider. Oh, it then has 7-3, and although it's got low health, I can make very, very powerful minions very quickly using the Bloodsail Raider. Captain's Parrot, put a random part of my deck into your hand. That is deck draw, deck thinning, deck selection, anything that lets you pick a specific card that helps you further your goals is absolutely amazing. So you've got to love a Captain's Parrot. Situational use, but can be used in a pirate deck. Saucy Captain, just a straight buff. Imagine a raid leader for pirates. Your other pirates have 1/1. Nice stuff. The Dread Corsair, now here's a lovely card. Costs 1 less per attack of your weapon, so if I have a reasonable attack weapon, he's either 1 mana or he is free. And then throwing down a free taunt. Welcome to Chris Juve, welcome to The Nightmare, it's great to have you with us. I did a wrong Burgundy, I said great to have you with us and typed a question mark. Ron Burgundy reads anything that is on his teleprompter. Okie dokie, so let's get back in. Right, Dread Corsair, an excellent. If you throw down I've got to be careful with this. A free 3/3 tank. There you go, got through the tongue twister. Frag Nightmare, welcome to you. A free 3/3 tank is brilliant, and so many situations that just comes in handy. And then we have Greenskin, and Greenskin gives your weapon 1/1, so more durability, more attack, very, very strong and nice. So that's the pirate theme in a nutshell. We had a look at pirates. That is what pirates do. Now, if you've never played a rogue before, rogues take weapons, they take control cards, and they oh, where's my name gone? Pirates ER is now official. So rogues summon weapons, they have lots of good control, and it's probably quite well known for the Miracle Rogue style of play. Now the Miracle Rogue revolves around controlling your opponent till about turn 5, getting out your Gadgets and Auctioneer, and then playing a whole host of late game nasty combos, usually resulting in a Leroy Jenkins, Cold Blood and similar, all of the rogue cards that do big buffs. So what do we do with the Pirate Rogue? How can we mash together the control of the rogue, the weapons of the rogue, with those pirate abilities that we've just got? Well, here is an attempt by someone called Estog23. This is from May, so remember that over the course of 2 months is a 2-month-old deck. There might be newer deck lists, but let's have a look and see how it works. So we'll build it and we'll see. first things first, let's grab the rogue cards. In fact, no, because we've gone over the pirates, we'll take a look at the pirates first and then see how the rogues cards complement it. So first up, we're going to go for 2 Blood Cell Corsair, and that is debuffing my opponent's weapon, but also swarming with pirates. So in terms of this card, removing durability from the weapon, how often we're going to use that? Well, half of the decks that we will play probably won't have weapons. It might be handy against some nasty warrior decks, paladin decks, okay, maybe hunters, so it's got uses, but the rest of the time that's just going to be a 1-2, so that can be used for removal of little minions and similar, or just as a straight up trade, so not the strongest. Southsea Deckhand, 2 of those on this list. I totally get this. We will have a weapon as a rogue, and therefore charge while we have a weapon equipped. There will always be situations where we can charge in with this Southsea Deckhand, so that is a strong card to have in play for rushing, damage and similar. The Blood Cell Raider, gaining attack equal to the attack of your weapon. Well, as a rogue, if we can get out our nice larger weapon, being the Assassin's Blade, then suddenly this Blood Cell Raider can become nice and powerful, so that is no problem. 2 Captain's Parrot. Some pirate warrior, pirate rogue decks that I've seen do not run parrots. They don't really see sort of the use in terms of filtering through things, but you know what, we're trying this for fun, so let's throw in those parrots and see how they go. But remember that, as we discussed, parrot will let us get pirates in our hand quickly. That is the sole purpose of parrot. We play it, we get a pirate, the parrot probably dies. Poor parrot. Southsea Captain, he has got a very obvious point in a pirate deck because he just buffs all the other pirates, so we want strong pirates. He will help us swarm with more pirates. Dread Corsair, okay, yep, why not? 2 Dread Corsair, again, we've discussed him. If we have a big weapon out or any kind of weapon out, he's going to be a cheap tanking taunt that will help us put more pressure on the opponent. And then here we go, Leroy Jenkins. We will pick, what the heck, let's pick him now. So Leroy Jenkins is our finisher, so you can see at the moment when we take a look at our mana curve, we're already hugely, turns 1 through 4, we have loads and loads of mana, so we're rushing. You know, I don't think that's a massive surprise looking at the low mana cost of pirates, but we are going to be rushing quickly. That is going to be the goal of our deck in the early game. Going to be getting in there. Welcome to Zano, good to see you as well. Really fantastic to have all of you this evening. So Leroy, no surprise, you see him in Miracle Rogues, you see him in Zoo Warlocks. Here's if you are rushing and you want something to come in and do that final damage, Leroy is generally your man. By the time that those 2 1-whelps are up, you should really be dropping Leroy to just kill the game off. So that is Leroy's purpose. Captain Greenskin. Now Captain Greenskin is an interesting legendary, but in this purpose we want to be grabbing our Assassin's Blade or a similar weapon. Generally we want to drop Greenskin when we've got our big weapon out, so we can be using our big weapon, the Assassin's Blade, which is a 3 attack, 4 durability, to swing for the win. Weapon damage to the face, Greenskin gives makes our Assassin's Blade 4/5 Ron Burgundy. Yes, it is 4/5. Good. I haven't just forgotten exactly what I said. So that is the purpose of Greenskin. Not only is his solid body on the table in terms of a 5 attack, 4 health, but that additional weapon buff should mean that we're in a position to win. So by the time Greenskin hits the table, we should be in a good position, controlled of our opponent's minions, hopefully having an Assassin's Blade out, and then we're just going to be hitting to the face for the victory. So there is Greenskin himself. And then last but not least, and this is an interesting choice, there could be ways we could bring these even further forward, but look, 2 Argent Commanders this deck list has in. Well, we're going to be swinging straight into the face with those. It has the bubble, charges in, does damage. We can use that to pick off tanks, get through various obstacles. Look at that shiny glittery rainbow brony card back. Maybe I'll change that. Just having a look, just because I got distracted behind the 4 attack of this little glittery card back of last season. Hope you managed to get your cloud, sunshine and rainbows. But I digress. The Argent Commander, charge, remove tanks, charge to the face for damage. He is another Leroy option style for finishing damage, picking off tanks and similar. So that is all of the neutral cards we have. Right, now let's go and see how the rogue specific cards add to this party. Right, firstly we have 2 Backstabs. Backstab is sheer control. 3 in terms of mana. Deal 2 damage to an undamaged minion. We are using that to start setting up tanks. We need to use that to get through tanks, pick off minions who are swarming us in the early game, and similar. Next one, Cold Bloods. We've got giving a minion 4 attack off the back of a combo. We can give that to an Argent Commander. We can give that to a Leroy Jenkins. A cold-blooded Leroy can be 8 damage or 10 damage. A cold-blooded Argent Commander can be 6 damage or 8 damage. So after you've played one card, trigger that combo. Cold Blood is again another finishing option. You know it from Miracle Rogue, you use it in a similar way here. Use it after playing another card on one of your charging cards for that finishing combo damage. Interestingly, 2 deadly poison. Well, we're swinging with weapons, we've got pirates, we're going to be summoning lots of weapons, we want 2 deadlies. Now deadly, if we give our weapon 2 attack, what happens if we give our Assassin's Blade 2 attack? It goes from 3 attack to 5. With Greenskin it becomes 6-4. Suddenly we're swinging with for huge truckloads of damage. We will use our hero's health as a resource in this game. Looks fun, let's see how it goes. Oh, 5-game losing streak from Zano in the chat. Don't tilt, take some time out, relax, laugh at me losing. That is my prescription for a 5-game losing streak. I go on them and I think I should keep playing, but then the more I play, the more aggressive I get. The more aggressive I get in terms of my card play, the more I lose. So you just want to break it, give a break for a while. Back to Pirate Rogue. Am I getting distracted? And it is all my own fault, not yours. Blade Flurry is our next card that we have. Blade Flurry, now this is pure control. You only have one of these in a Miracle Rogue, generally due to cards. However, destroying your weapon and dealing its damage to all enemies. Remember that the Rogue standard weapon that you summon for 2 mana with the hero power is 1 attack, 1 durability. If I Deadly Poison that's then 3 attack. If I then Blade Flurry, I can then deal 3 damage to all enemies. Hey, that guy, is he throwing Murlocs at me? Is he throwing Zoo Warlock minions at me? Is he throwing lots of stuff with small health at me? Blade Flurry plus Deadly Poison plus weapon equals my combo to get those swarms out of my face. That is absolutely what Blade Flurry is for, but you can also use it to, if you've got your Assassin's Blade out, you can use it to try and get rid of bigger minions on the table as well, but you just need a bigger, more powerful, more ugly weapon. That is Blade Flurry. We're going to go for 2 of those. If we try and tweak this deck, that's a card I might tweak. We might not need 2 of those. Eviscerate, that's just pure rogue control. It's a bread and butter of many rogue decks. 2 damage, combo dealing 4 damage instead. Now we can use that to hit to the face, we can use that to control bigger minions in the early to mid game, or anything big and ugly that comes out early. Next up, Perdition's Blade. Have I got 2 of those? I certainly do. 2 gold Perdition's Blades. So we are swinging away with pirates and weapons, as well as summoning our standard rogue weapon. We have Perdition's Blade. You can battle cry. You can combo this in. So if I play another card and then Perditions, I can deal 2 damage, which is very nice. Of course, we can buff that up with Deadly Poison. That's suddenly then 5-2. We can green skin on top of Perdition's Blade as well, to make that 3-3 as well. So we are swinging with weapons to the face as often as possible. Very aggressive deck this. There's no backing away. We need to be killing within the first 5 turns, I would say. Otherwise we're going to be in a lot of trouble. That's Perdition's Blade. Next up, a rogue core card. You'll see very few rogue decks without the gold one of him. I've got a gold one of him. The SI7 agent. MI5 James Bond. Combo again, just like Perdition's Blade. Combo, of course, with a rogue is this effect triggers after you've played a card. So once I played a card, I can then play my SI7 agent and do 2 damage. That 2 damage removes small minions, chips away at tanks, all different kinds of things. SI7 softens things up for the kill, removes minions off the table period, or if you've really not got any threats whatsoever, you can hit to the face with it too. Last but not least, we have, to finish up this deck, as I mentioned before, the Assassin's Blade. Now, I've only got one of these. This is the big weapon. We can be hitting like a truck with this in the late game. If we haven't managed to pull a Perdition Blade, then an Assassin's Blade can come out and do the damage. So I'm just going to quickly take a little screenshot of that. Screenshot saved to desktop, and then what I'm going to do is, just as always, we'll throw that up in the right corner of the screen just so you can have a look at it while we're playing and see how it's going. So while I screenshot that, let's just have a little chat through the deck that we've built. Pirate Rogue, how are we going to play this? Well, taking a look at it, we saw that the mana curve is oh so focused in the early game. We have a huge amount of 1, 2 and 3 mana minions, and that basically is our pirates. All of our minions are pirates, pretty much. If we take a look at that, they're all pirate minions with the exception of, a couple of SI7s in the late game, and then our finishers in the late game. So early game we're all pirates, and that shows our huge early mana curve combined with the rogue abilities. So we want to be dominating the board in the early game, and with any aggro deck we will have decisions to make. Generally we'll try and use our minions to hit to the opponent's hero's face to do damage to the hero. We'll probably try and use our weapon, I'm guessing, in the early game to keep minions under control. Remember that in any aggro weapon based deck you are going to be using your hero's health as a resource. You will need to take some damage on your hero. You will just need to and the difference between a glorious victory and a horrible defeat with a deck like this, and indeed any weapons-based aggro deck, is when do I try and control the minions on the table, and when do I try and attack and go in for the kill. If I don't do enough damage in the early game, I could lose through, you know, the opponent's deck coming out in the late game, and I've not done enough damage. I might see my opponent behind a wall of tanks with, you know, 2 damage, 2 health left to go. Now, if you get in that position, it's because you've not done enough damage in the early game. Maybe you're trying to control minions too much. However, you might have the thing where you try and you know, control minions too much in the early game, and then because you're trying to control minions, you know, or if you do too much damage in the early game, then they might just kill you because you've taken too much damage to your hero. So we are rank 20 because we finished last season at about 11. We got the bonus stars, took us to rank 19, and then we suicided in a blaze of glory. So I'm going to switch all of this. As we saw, I'm going to switch up that early game hand. I need lots of pirates out as early as possible, so that's not a bad hand. I've got backstab, I can throw out to deal damage. I've got Captain's Parrot to summon some more pirates, and I've got Southsea deck hands that I can drop as well. Turn 1, I'm just going to drop a deck hand straight up. Now I could have waited until sort of turn 3 to throw 2 of these down. He could well coin Fire Blast and remove this if he really wants to. But I want to be charging him nice and early. Okay, Arcane Missile's the most mana efficient spell in the game. He's done a good job there. I'm under control for the time being. And what I'm probably going to do now is I could Captain's Parrot. I'm actually going to get my weapon live so I can Southsea deckhand next go. And remember, while I'm not going to take any damage, if you've got a weapon up, you just want to be charging in hit to the face as often as possible in these early turns. Backstab I have there for control. The Captain's Parrot, I've got 2 of those. You can see some people see Captain's Parrot as being slightly unnecessary. I will get random pirates, so I can swarm with pirates, but really, this next turn I'm probably going to refresh my weapon and throw down a deckhand for 3 mana, because I can charge in and do some more damage. For 2, remember that we're playing a mage, so he could have mirror. Oh, interesting, there we go. So, here is a decision. Now, this is the decision we must make. Do I charge to the face, or do I control the minions? So here's an example of that kind of decision in practice. What we're going to do is we're going to throw down the Southsea deckhand. I've got the weapon down, of course. Now I can use Eviscerate. I'm actually going to Eviscerate just straight up, because if I know that he's swarming with Murlocs, I'm just going to remove that. Backstab I'm not going to use. Now Eviscerate may look like overkill. Charge while I have a weapon equipped. Oh, I've made an error there. Big error. You see, I should have charged with the deckhand before I killed. I removed my weapon. So there you go. Fail. FailCraft fail. Okay, guys, learn from my mistake there. If you play a card that can charge, I should have charged with it before removing my weapon. Okay, so I've lost the ability to do 2 damage in that turn. So for me that's a pretty terrible play, but hey, we all learned something from it. A lovely facepalm. Yep, I agree with you, Zano. We may be able to get away with this because it's early ladder, and we may not. And there you go, the deserved Fire Blast to the face. Ouch. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay, right, what can we do here? Do you know what? Why not? Let's go crazy. Oh, Blood Cell Corsair. So I could weapon up, that would probably make sense, or I could just Captain's Parrot again. Why not? Swarming with the parrots. There we go. Dear me. Okay, so I'm going to swarm, try and reswarm with parrots. I could have weaponed up there and swarmed to the face. He's Arcane Missiling away. My parrots died, but they died for a reason, and Arcane Intellect. So we still don't know what this mage is actually playing. He could be playing some kind of crazy nuke deck for all I know. So let us try and make up for our mistakes. So I can 1-1 the pirates. I can get myself a weapon going. Backstab Cold Blood will give my minions. I'm just going to get my pirates out. There we go. We've got powered up pirates. Unless he's got a bunch of spells in his hand, he's not going to be able to remove one of those, so I'm going to charge him with my pirates. Next turn I can get Argent Commander out. This game has already gone a lot later than we would have, genuinely like. And the reason for that is because we've not really made the most of... I could have done another 2 damage to him, I think, if I'd not failed miserably with my charging South Sea deckhand. The Nightmare in chat says, I find early game decks suck against mages. Well, these aggro mages at the moment with their, lots of early game control and minion options, yeah, they can. It's a question of who starts winning the trades, really. And that's where, as this rogue, our options will come into play in terms of throwing out weapons. Use our weapons to control, use the rogue and the weapon as a resource to trade to face, and then we can swarm away with our minions. We've just got no minion pressure on so far. Coin comes out, we've got 3 mana. What's this going to be? Could be a spell of some kind. Frostbolt. I'm expecting a bit of frost maybe to remove one of those minions. An Arcane Intellect, he's just charging up. Could be a Mage Giants actually. He's trying to stuff his hand full of cards. More unusual things have happened. No weapon. So what we got? Okay, I've got a nice little combo here. And let's throw down the Argent Commander. You can see I can backstab the undamaged minion, which will then just remove that. I can then bubble up for the Argent Commander. That will remove that. And then let's swarm in with my pirates. So sadly, I've got the Blood Cell Raider out. If I get a big weapon, that'd be nice. I can Cold Blood next turn after a card to give a minion a 4 attack instead, so I can charge in with something for an additional 4 damage. There goes the Taz Dingo. I will need to remove that tank from the table. With the remaining 2 mana he could ping something. So we're not in an awful position, but either this mage is a new player, of course, or he's a Bloodfin Raptor. So that suggests that this is a bit of a mixed bad deck we're playing here. No offence to this mage. New players are new players. So what can we do? Okay, well firstly I'm going to drop a weapon. The Dread Corsair will then cost 3, we can stick our own tank up. Now I'm going to do something a bit funny. I'm going to take 3 damage to my hero. Reason for that, I can then tee up for the removal with the commander, or I can swing 2 in. Now, remaining options, I can actually, nicely, because note the decreased mana cost of this Dread Corsair, because I've got the weapon out, I can do one of 2 things. The Blood Cell Raider is not really going to benefit, so I'm going to keep that up for a turn. We've now got a 4/4 pirate because of our South Sea Captain. The Argent Commander can then remove. I'm just going to use this opportunity to start swinging away for loads more damage. We'll Cold Blood, you can suddenly see I've got a 7 pirate. Captain Morgan was a pirate dude. That OPM song. El Capitan! Captain Morgan. Polymorph, okay. Yep, removes the threat. He can then, with remaining 3, I would imagine, is he going to try and ping away 3 mana? He could probably try and ping away my Dread Corsair and start trading with that Bloodfin Raptor. We've managed to get him down to 15 by turn 7. Another tank coming up. What is the... Maybe he's going to remove our tank. I'd probably see that's been quite a sensible play. So with this Pirate Rogue so far, we've not really got the weapons out that we originally wanted. However, you can see that we've been charging in, we've been trying to do damage to the face with minions, we've been trying to do damage and get minions under control with the weapon on our hero. So we're broadly up at the moment. But things can change. Okay, well, there's not really much of a choice in terms of play here, bar... mistake, now I should have attacked first with the weapon before re-weaponing myself up. So we've got 2/3/3s. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this minion. So, at least we managed to get the tanks out of the way. Captain Bartastic. Captain Fantastic. Sounds like something out of... Oh, and you see the big game... You see, look, Lord of the Arena, basic card. But against an aggro deck, this is the problem. You need to, in the late game, you need to have won by now. Otherwise, we don't really have a response to these big late game cards. And we're also, you can see now, lacking card draw, which is a bit of a challenge. So what can I do? I cannot combo with my size 7 agent because I've got no other card to play. So what can we do? We can... I can't even remove him from the table. So I'm actually just going to have to remove him. Attack to the face. Now you see, this is where we really need our finishers now. Because we weren't able to take full advantage in the early game, when it comes to this late game, the mage is going to have big advantage. trying out more of those Lord of the Arenas. You've noticed that our rogue deck, we haven't seen an Eviscerate for a while. We're lacking sort of various forms of control, and he's just throwing out basic tanks. This is a pretty basic mage deck, but you can see that we are struggling now against this. So Petition's Blade, and I can't even combo, so I can weapon up to remove that Sen'jin Shield Master, but the Battle Cry will deal 1 damage. So we can, I cannot combo because I've got no card to play. So I'm just going to have to remove this minion out of the way. And already we're on 13, so this is pretty evenly balanced. But you can see that this deck of mine, it's got loads of pirates, but it's lacking in card draw. So what I may do is try and tweak this deck for our next game. We'll play one more quick game and see if we can maybe accelerate it a bit further by throwing in a couple of loot hoarders or something similar. See that even though really I've not had, you know, huge amounts of, if I was playing a sort of stereotypical ladder deck, I would have had some more resistance. Even without my misplay in the early game, I've only had another 2 damage on this hero. So if I lose by 2 damage, then it was my misplay in the early game. Hey Shatton, welcome. So we're on 4 health. A deadly poison is not going to remedy that. So I can give my minion to attack. Oh, I'm not going to bad manners, I'm just going to concede so we can play another game. So that was a good example-ish. I can't lose stars at this rank. Oh, the shame. Well, actually, that's pretty good. It means we can play without fear. We can't go below rank 20. Let's get another game going. So we showed a little bit of how the pirate rogue actually works, but what did I suffer with? Well, what I suffered with actually was, even though I was able to sort of, I didn't really find those captain's parrots much good, and I think you probably saw that at the end of that game I was struggling a little bit actually for card draw. So I want to bring some more card draw in. So what could I use in the rogue deck to bring some more card draw in? This is just a little example of some of those tweaks. Ooh, people are just saying the stream has gone offline. I'm just checking my internet has gone. It says that I'm still encoding frames. Hello internet, speak to me. YouTube is seems to be loading. Oh no, disaster. Okay, I'm going to try and see if this comes up again. Well, I can see you guys in the chat. So really sorry. Let me just understand what's going on here. Loading video. It's just saying offline. Right, let's get cracking. So we saw in that game how, you know, pirate rogue could work. You throw down the pirates in the early game and then hopefully get the late game finishes out. We weren't able to control our mage in the early to mid game. We didn't have quite enough control cards, even though we had some options. We lacked a few weapons in the early game as well. We really weren't able to control in the early game. So control and card draw were the 2 challenges that we had. So when you, and I'm not going to go into this in huge detail right now, but when you're playing a deck for a while and you want to make it your own, if you feel as though you're having some problems, just make it very small tweaks. Very small tweaks can have very big implications. So I've taken out 2 Captain's Parrot, and I'm going to go for a bit more early game control. So I'm going to maybe take Shiv. Shiv will let me deal 1 damage and draw a card, or I could go for Loot Hoarder. I'm going to try Loot Hoarder. Let's try 2 Loot Hoarders. So that allows me to not only throw some more minions down in the early game, but it means that I'll get some more card draw going and get my deck a bit more accelerated. So I'm ranked 20, that means I cannot lose stars. As I said, the humiliation. Hey, you know what? Rank 20 is not humiliation. If you can't lose stars, the only way is up. So that's brilliant. It also means that you can play around with new decks and to your heart's content. So like I've said just before we started the stream, it's really fun actually to be at rank 20 and in the lower bits of the ladder, because you've got nothing to lose. You can play all kinds of decks and see what's going on. We've got a mirror match for our second game. We're going to be throwing a rogue into action. Right. What have we got? So the Sassy Deckhand, I'm quite happy to have that early game. The Sassy Captain Blade Flurry will help me clear minions. I'm going to trade to hopefully try and get some more control in early minions. I do not know what our fellow rogue is playing. Could he be playing a Miracle Rogue? If he's late game, I need to kill him quick. So against any late game deck, our Pirate Rogue, because it's an aggro based early game deck, should have an advantage. Against other aggro decks, it's a question of control and how well we control their aggro. So we will see what happens. We're going second. A coin is great news because we can activate all kinds of combos with it. Backstab for control. We can summon a weapon on turn 1 if we want, using a coin too. So we've got lots of fun options. I'm going to hold the Bloodsail Corsair in hand because removing durability from my opponent's weapon could be a key sort of changing up in this matchup. So I'm actually going to strangely coin into a weapon. Reason for that, I could just sit there, tap on the table and do nothing. That might have been the wiser option to maintain my durability, but I can next turn charge him with a South Sea Deckhand because I've got that weapon up, so that will give me some additional early game damage. I've got the control. I can SI 7 Agent on turn 3. I could just remove my opponent's weapon completely with the Bloodsail Corsair as well. There we go. So here's a nice little thing. I could charge with 2 South Sea Deckhands and do some damage, or I could just remove his weapon completely. Do you know what? I'm going to go for the charge option. Yarr! And there you go, and see us throw in, and by turn 2 we have done 6 damage. He's probably not going to be able to Blade Flurry or do anything too obnoxious, so we should probably hopefully have at least one of those deckhands left over. There we go, Shiv, the card that we thought of putting in. That gives him card draw as well. He can kill the other off with his hero. He's not going to be able to re-equip a weapon, so we can keep that Bloodsail Corsair for now. So, because he's had to use his hero to the face, we've actually managed to get another small benefit. And I'm going to hold that SI7 Agent in hand for the time being. And the reason for that is because I'd like to play it, if at all possible, for its combo. The Deadly Poison would have been an option. I could have saved that for a bigger weapon too. So, let's hope for a victory in this game. See how we get going. Okie dokie, so early game we've gone out hyper aggressively, coining in to get that weapon up, really enabled the turn 2 South Sea Deckhand. He then had to use his hero to kill one of the deckhands, so we managed to get 6 damage worth of face damage out of those South Sea Deckhands. So for 2 mana, 6 damage, that's lovely mana efficient goodness. Lovely bit of laddering and similar. While we wait up to see what everyone is up to and see what this opponent is up to here. Been doing a bit of Heroes of the Storm, enjoying that so far. Remember, it's a technical alpha, it has been rather buggy today, but these things happen. So if you haven't opted in for that already, go in and opt in for it if you like that kind of game or are just a bit curious. Nice play. The rogue throws down the Knife Juggler, and then he throws down the Deafest Ringleader, which then summons another minion from the combo, so he gets 2 chip damage from the Knife Juggler before he can even hit with any of those. So I could do with a Blade Flurry or some kind of clearance. That's quite a dangerous table he's throwing down there. But a Backstab will let me remove the gnome. So I have options. The Bloodsail Raider, okay, we've got a combo there. Let's have a think. I can Backstab into an SI7 Agent, that will remove 2 threats, and then I can yeah, I think that's probably the way that we're going to go. So first I can Backstab, removes minion 1, SI7 Agent, then for the combo, let's remove the second. He doesn't have a weapon up, so I don't need to get that down just yet. I'm saving this Bloodsail Corsair seemingly for a day that never comes, so I'm just going to throw that into play. And then now I take damage to the face. Yarr! That is in honour of Souls. Welcome, Souls. That's the best pirate Yarr you're going to get. Best from me anyway. Like I said just before the stream started, my Hollywood agent has sadly not rung me back regarding my impersonation of Keira Knightley. Pirates! I'm pretty sure she says it in every single film. Any film buffs out there, anyone who's managed to watch the last 2 Pirates of the Caribbean films. I think I got through the first 2, and then the third was a little bit surreal. Okay, Frostwall Grunt, what we're really here for, rather than Keira Knightley acting critique, flies onto the table, and then there's just another tank I've got to get through. Again, hoisted by my own petard, we're throwing out the SI7 Agent against me, so he's comboed my lot off the table. What have I got now? Well, Leora is my finisher, I don't want to be throwing him out just yet. Deadly Poison will give my weapon some options. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to weapon up. You can mana that up, you can see, so now I can start going for removal. The Bloodsail Raider then suddenly becomes a 5/2, lovely jubbly, and then what I can actually do is start trading up. So I can leave. I'm actually going to take 3 to the face. Now I've gone for the control option there because I want to keep this Bloodsail Raider alive if at all possible. 6 out of 10. Oh, the harsh acting critique. I will never be an actor. Every Pirates film, Keira Knightley said pirates. I didn't even know that Keira Knightley was in Bend It Like Beckham. I bow to your film buffery. I'm pretty sure that's a praising term in terms of film knowledge. My wiser half is very knowledgeable in terms of the old films. She is IMDb. Now, our opposing hero here has actually gone straight up and attacked again with the face, again with his weapon. He's struggling a bit to under control. Now, as long as in these back and forth trades my health is still broadly ahead, I'm happy. Right, now do we have lethal? 18 damage. With any aggro deck that uses weapons, whether it's Miracle Rogue, Pirate Warrior, Pirate Rogue, you need to be very, very careful about your calculations and know what your combos do and when you can swing in for the kill. So I've got 5, 3, I've got 8, I've got 14. I don't have an execute yet, so there's no point me going for an execute with Leroy while I can't get the full finishing combo on the table. So what I may as well do is get as much of that damage done as possible. First things first, throw down the Dread Corsair before I get rid of this Wicked Knife, before I attack with the weapon. I'm not going to make the same mistake that I did last game. Oh, the miserable failure. So let's just go through the combos, work it through in the right way, drop the Loot Hoarder. Now he's 10 health. I've got more than enough damage for a lethal now, unless he puts up a tank. So he had 18 health left, or she had 18 health left. I did a quick calculation. If you think with an aggro deck that they're almost close enough to kill, take some time. Do not worry about rushing. What you need to do with this Pirate Rogue deck, or indeed any other aggro deck, is just go and do your maths and think, right, how much damage can I actually do this go? Do I have lethal damage, yes or no? It's kind of a little bit of quick mental maths, but you know what? If you're not taking the longest every single turn, if you need to take a bit more time to finish and do that calculation on one turn, don't worry about it. You know, the time limit is there for a reason. If you need to play to the full end of the time limit every single go, you need to. And you know, if your other opponent plays really, really quick, then sure, they might find that a little bit slow, but take your time when you need to. You'll find that as you get used to the game and as you play a bit more, you'll just play a little bit faster. But in situations like that, when you have a lethal, absolutely take your time. Don't be like me, don't play impulse plays and then suddenly realise that you've broken a play. Example game earlier, I did my play too quick, and I realised that I should have swung with a weapon. Oh, a Blade Flurry, and look at that combo that he just threw out. The Assassin's Blade and Blade Flurry, that's removed my lethal in one foul swoop. However, do I have lethal now? Ooh, 7, 8, 6. Oh no, that's 1. Yep, I can. Do I have it? Oh, right, so again, this is a good example. Leroy sucks. Leroy sucks. Leroy doesn't suck. Neither would suck right now. I'll do 3 health, said Souls. So if I throw down Leroy, I can do 6. He's got 4. I can do 1. He's got 3. I can Perdition's Blade to do 1. He's got 2. And then I can swing with the positions. Oh no, hang on. I just don't quite have a lethal. I've got 6. I've got 6, 7, 8, 9. I've got 9. I can't quite finish him off. So what do? I can swing for the extra damage. I can then throw down the Perdition's Blade. Actually, hang on. I'm not going to get the combo because I haven't played a card, but if I play the Bloodscale, I'm not going to get the additional. Okay, right, in between these two, I'm going to do the 1, and the reason for that is because I'd like to get the additional on the Bloodscale radar. I can't attack again. I've got the additional at health. I still have a lethal next turn. He has it, the lethal is in his hands. Did I miss the lethal? Oh, thank you, Souls, for keeping me honest. First time in the stream. Well, it's lucky that I can actually finish things off anyway. Thank goodness I've been let off there. Okay, Souls saying in the chat, I've missed the lethal. I had a lethal. Apparently I had a 10 damage combo. Combo 2. I need to go and have a look. Thankfully I had the combo and finished off there. So after me preaching on and saying don't miss a lethal, I think I just missed a lethal. So I'm going to work out in the chat with Souls. Thank you for keeping me honest, Souls. What that lethal was. But we managed to get the lethal in the end. So we managed to throw out Leroy. We were perhaps being a bit overcautious. So firstly I'm going to do is actually watch that back and see what the heck was going on. I'm pretty sure I missed some kind of lethal there. I would not be surprised in the slightest. So thank you oh so much for tuning into tonight's Hearthstone half hour. What we did tonight was we did a little bit of ladder Wednesdaying, so we played some ladder, just to sort of saw what was going on in the ladder. And then we jumped in and we took a deck that, like New Player Mondays, we've sort of not really played before, we've seen about. You guys also voted for Pirate Rogue, so we swung in and did some damage with the Pirate Rogue. So what we did, we took a deck list. I will link the deck list that we had a look at so you can examine it for yourself and see what was going on there. And then after that we then built the deck. We then went through and took a look and looked at the various cards, looked at what their purpose might be. We took a look at the pirate family of cards like we did for Pirate Warrior to see how they work. We took a look at the Rogue, we tried to put them together, and then we just took it into ladder. Now, I would normally, in a New Player Monday, or I would normally advise you that if you're trying a new deck for the first time, go into casual mode, because you've got nothing to lose, neither does your opponent. You can just try it out, have fun, enjoy to your heart's content, no stress whatsoever. However, because it's a Wednesday, we tried to combine the two together and we jumped straight into some laddering. Lost one. We had a bit of a fail play because we should have charged with our pirate who had charge before we swung with our weapon and destroyed it. So 2 stuff. 2 damage lost there. But, you know, the problem with that mage game, as much as our misplays, and we do make them, so feel free to learn from our mistakes. We're glad that some good comes out of it, even if we sit there and facepalm like Jean-Luc Picard. The other thing that we did kind of learn from that was that we weren't able to keep our opponent under control in the early game, and we lacked card draw in the late game. We were sitting there with no cards in our hand, drawing card by card. So we made a small adjustment. We dropped 2 Captain's Parrots, and we dropped in 2 Loot Hoarders. Now we then proceeded to see neither of those Loot Hoarders particularly hugely in the next game, but dropping those, would they make a difference? Well, if we play more games, maybe we'd see if they make a difference and find out. So welcome Decris as well. Good to have you tuning in live. We're just about to wrap up, but thanks so much for tuning in. Where can you find us? I'm just going to do a quick sign off. If you're a regular, then you'll have heard all this before. Please, if you see this on YouTube, please rate and comment. Just let me know what I could do better. If you like it, feel free to share. It will be fantastic. Let other people know. If you don't like it, if you can just comment and let me know what I could improve or what you didn't like, it will help me make better videos for everyone. Where can you find more of this if you enjoyed it? Well, I've just brought up my sidebar. If you're watching this live on Twitch, go and check out youtube.com/FailCraft Casts. That is our archive. Any stream that we do will archive up there. We also have more pre-made videos, slightly shorter content than the half hour as well. You'll find Hearthstone. We started doing Heroes of the Storm. We're in the technical alpha. If you like your MOBAs or if you just like Blizzard, go check it out. Loads of fun. Go and opt in on the Heroes of the Storm site or on your Battle.net account. Opt in for the alpha, for the testing. It's just a riot. Loads of fun. We also play StarCraft, and we're going to start doing Xbox One, some Minecraft, and also some 3DS. We've got a streaming 3DS too, so loads of other gaming stuff there as well. If you are watching this on YouTube, go check out twitch.tv/FailCraftCast, as you can see over in our column here. You can tune in. We try and be live Monday to Friday. We generally try and go live between 7 and 8 UK time. In the evening, we will always tweet an hour, half an hour, as early as possible in advance on the day before we're actually going to go live with what time we're going to be live. It will vary a little bit. We know that can be slightly inconvenient for you, so keep an eye on the Twitter, which moves nicely into @FailCraftCasts. Drop us a tweet whenever. We'd love to hear from you. Mondays, we try and do New Player Mondays and deck breakdowns. Like today, we sort of take a deck that we've seen or you guys request, we break it down, try and play with it and enjoy it, see how it goes in the ladder and casual. Tuesdays, pick your own arena. You vote the arena hero we play, you vote for the cards live on a Twitch stream, and then we go and play it in the arena, see how it works out. Wednesday's Ladder Wednesday. Wherever we are on the ladder, we'll just be laddering up. July, we are going to try and go for Legend. We're really going to make an effort this time. We've topped out around ranks 3 to 5 before and just played too late to try and nail that Legend. Last but not least, Thursdays we will do some more intermediate to advanced card game concepts. We've played a bunch of card games before. We are still learning in Hearthstone, so I do not profess to be a Hearthstone expert. However, we've played a bunch of other card games competitively, so we have some idea of background concepts of other card games, which we'll try and teach to you. Still new stuff, good stuff for new players. And then Friday we'll either play some Heroes of the Storm, fun Hearthstone, or just another game entirely. Fun Friday, we take a bit of time off. That is us. Last but not least, in this long quit, the website, FailCraft.org. We throw up news there. We throw all of the videos up with some blog articles and some written stuff around it. You know, a bit of what we've been up to and other things as well. Bits on other games as we see fit. And then finally, we're trying to build up a new player link section there. You can do with a hand. So if anyone fancies giving us a hand, let us know. We'd love to get the website fleshed out a bit more. But you can find a whole bunch of stuff at FailCraft.org too. Thank you so much for tuning in, and hopefully see you tomorrow night.